I could have sworn Hunter was around here somewhere. I mean, we just met up with him and now he's gone. Nah, whatever. He'll show up later. What's going on, everyone? It's the Niskel. Welcome back to Spyro, Year of the Dragon. In the last episode, we finished up the level Icy Peak, and now it's time to do Enchanted Towers. I'm not looking forward to this one. This isn't one of my favorite levels, but it does have my favorite characters. What's up, dude?
Those crummy Rhinox forced us to build a statue of the sorceress. Then, after we built it, she complained it was too ugly. If you ask me, the statue is much prettier than she is.
These guys are hilarious. They're constantly, bashing the sorceress in anything she has to do or say. It's pretty hilarious. The dialogue they have is really, really well written. But the reason I hate this level, number one, these flying enemies. As soon as you get close to them, they will start flying, but that's not the bad part. The bad part is you can hit them off the level. Let's see if I can get this guy. Probably need to hit him from a different angle. If you hit that specific guy, watch it. And there goes the gem. Okay. I wasn't paying attention to my gem counter. Did I get it or not? Nah, I probably did, but I always thought whenever I was playing through this level that I missed 2 gems because of that. But anyway, speaking of the level, let's talk about it. Same thing as before, 500 gems, 6 eggs. If you ever get hurt, look for the sheep. And that's another thing. There aren't too many sheep in here. And there are also bottomless pits everywhere. So this is honestly the first level I would call... however that translates to image or words, I'll be very surprised with myself. But as far as collecting the eggs, look at this. We already got one. You made me sneeze, you monster. I guess that is a different spelling, but whatever, I'll go with it. Another interesting thing about this level, I don't want to call it interesting, I don't want to give it more credit than it does, but this is actually the only level pre-Skylanders, yeah, we're going through the entire series again, that allowed you to use 2 characters in the same game space. For example, later on we'll be playing as Sergeant Bird, and that's another reason I don't like this level. But this is the only level up to the Skylanders series that allowed you to play with 2 characters out in the field instead of going into a separate portal. I actually didn't know that, and doing my research, yeah, this is the only level. It's ridiculous. What I do like about it, though, is how short it is. Over there you saw that sorceress statue. That's the end of the level, believe it or not. But another bad thing is, this level is gigantic. You can already see how much there is to explore, so it is very easy to miss a gem. I really hope I don't, because it is a nightmare trying to go through every single one of those towers. Because of Sergeant Bird, you can fly to the top of these towers and find gems. Again, it's a nightmare trying to find everything. And you also have to take out all the flying enemies to get the gems too. So, not one of my personal favorites, probably because it takes forever to finish this level. And even when I was going through practice, it still took a good 30 minutes, close to 45, to finish this level 100%. And I'm surprised it took that long for that thing to spawn. Another cool thing about this level is actually the mini-games, the different portals. But we'll get to that when we get there. Right now, that statue's looking pretty disgusting. Hey, what do you have to say?
I'm almost ready to reveal my latest piece of real-time 4-dimensional performance art. It's called Hideous Exploding Witch Number 9. If you can just light the 3 rockets around here, my masterpiece shall be complete.
Wait, you made it up to 9 of these? But hey, I like this guy's style. So let's help him out with his art. And as I stand here waiting for it to explode, I salute you, sorceress. 2/3 of you.
The world breathlessly awaits my brilliant 4-dimensional masterpiece. Just light all the rockets and prepare to be amazed by my genius.
When I was a kid and didn't know what I was talking about or thinking about, I always thought of these guys as like artist hippies or something like that. It's like, oh, dude, look at my art. Look how good it is. Now, can you help me, break it? I just thought it was really funny. But these guys, now that I'm all grown up, I actually understand a bit more of their humor. It's not like it's anything bad. It's just, the way they enunciate everything, just the way they talk is funny to me. It's so sarcastic. Oh, come on. How could you slap me in the air? Whatever. All right, we got one more, so goodbye, sorceress. You had a good fourth dimensional statue, but it is gone. Goodbye.
Oops! I forgot I hid this egg inside the statue. I hope the explosion didn't hard-boil it.
What is it with people hiding eggs in places that are doomed to explode? So, Peanut, do you know where we are right now? It's in a place called Sanata-ana. Alright, so the ending portal has opened, and this is another reason I don't like these enemies, and as soon as... That's what's funny about them. As soon as they leave their area, their spawn area where they suddenly turn big, they turn small again. But other than that, it's really hard to hit them. It's just annoying. The enemies and the level itself, not my favorite. Let's just go with that. So now the fun part, collecting everything else. Because we got the ending so early, there's basically a whole second half that we need to explore, that we need to find. But first, my favorite part, we are bringing back the skate park. But this one, just like the level, is huge. Look at this skate park. This is where you will be doing most of the tricks, and this is where you'll probably miss most of your gems. If not, you'll just miss them on the outside. There is tons to do here. There are plenty of tricks to do, and Hunter's here to, walk you through it. The majority of the tricks, if you're going for all the tricks, will be right on that ramp. But I will have to show those off later because Hunter is actually going to teach us how to be on a skateboard. Like he should have done in the first one, but this is where it really matters because of all the tricks you can do.
Isn't this the wildest skateboard park you've ever seen? Once you've mastered a few tricks, you can score huge points in this place. What do you say I show you some moves?
Oh, please do. Show me your moves, Hunter.
Let's start with something easy. You can jump off the end of ramps by pressing the X button. I'll show you how to do it once. Then it's your turn.
Now what you're going to see here is actually a tutorial, and look how stiff these models are. And by the way, he wasn't on the ramp. So how you do this, you actually have to press the button. I thought you could just, fall off of it basically, but no, the game expects you to press that X button.
Okay, now try doing a roll. You can roll in midair by holding down the triangle button and steering left or right.
A bit of a simplistic trick. The triangle button is the only button you'll be using to actually perform tricks. Everything else is going to be jumping with the X button. There actually is not another button to use to do tricks.
Hey, nice roll! Now let's see you pull a flip. Flips are exactly like rolls, only you push up or down instead of left or right. Just jump off the ramp, hold down the triangle button, and push up or down on the directional pad.
I should note that if you're using the D-pad, that's probably your better solution to do all this. Because with an analog stick, it can, misjudge what you're actually doing, so use the D-pad.
Whoa, you must be a natural. Now let's see if you can pull off a half-pipe spin move. The blue ramps are half-pipes. You can do a spin move by jumping at the top of the blue ramp, then steering left or right in the air.
As mentioned in the previous skate park, if you see an orange ramp, you can fly off of that. Anything that's blue is a half-pipe. Half-pipes are where you're going to get the majority of your points because you can do multiple spins. Just make sure you land it.
All right, you nailed it. Now let's see if you can do a 900. Get as much height as you can, spin 2.5 revolutions in the air, and land back on the ramp.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in one of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games, that was actually a golden move. And that game was a lot harder to do. I honestly thought the 900 was a lot more complicated than that, and the game actually does want you to do it your first shot. You're not allowed to get momentum. Oops. So go ahead and do a 900. Done deal.
Now that was a 900. I have to admit, you've got some skills, Spyro. But before you get too cocky, let's see if you can score some real points on the giant ski ramp. Do whatever moves you want and see how many points you can get.
If you know the moves beforehand, don't worry, we'll be going over them a bit later, he only wants you to get 500 points. And believe it or not, you can rack up over 2,000 up to 3,000 points if you know what move to do. But we're just going to keep it simple and just do a bunch of backflips.
Wow, you learn really fast! Then again, you are being trained by a master boarder. Speaking of which, I was just practicing a nearly impossible new move that I call the Nasty Nork. I had almost pulled it off when I suddenly ran smack into this dragon egg and wiped out. Okay, I made that up, but you can have this egg.
Funny you should mention that move, Hunter. I'll show it to you a bit later.
Yes, Tim Burton, I want you to take this name, replace the C and an A with a K and an O, and make it as dark as possible.
Also burping bubbles.
For shame.
I'm thinking you're ready to try some one-on-one competition. Want to try a freestyle competition for points?
Oh, bring it on, Master Boarder.
All right, whoever scores the most points in the time limit wins.
You should not fail this at all. You have plenty of time, you have plenty of moves. One thing you do need to pay attention to, though, is the more you do the same trick, the less points you will get. So as you see right there, I did a backflip twice and got half the points for it. So if you want maximum points, I would suggest coming up here and doing spins. The more spins you do, the more points you'll get. Look at that, we already got 3,100 points just from doing one spin move. That's 5 spins. You can also jump off this ramp and get a lot of points, but I would suggest doing the spins, because, oh, shoot, I almost had it. That's mainly where you're going to get, oh, wow, I can't even go up here. Just keep in mind, Hunter is going to continuously get points, and there are actually a few sections of this skate park where you can get free points. For example, up here, if you can jump on all 3 towers, you get automatic 1,000 points. That really helps, and if you also jump across the halfpipe here, if you find your way through one of the tunnels, you can jump over the halfpipe. That is also a big point giver. Now, as you'll see right here, I'm going to do the exact same thing over and over again just to show you how much it declines in points. So, the game wants you to switch it up a bit, but why would you? You're not missing out on too many points, and by the time you've done one trick multiple times, you are going to get a lot of points. And something else to note, the more you do the special sections, like jumping the halfpipe or going on the 3 towers, that will also decline in points the more you do it. So be a bit strategic, but then again, as soon as you get right here, you've pretty much won. There's no way Hunter's going to catch up with you. Pay attention to the move names after I do them, and I'll explain them a bit more once we actually have a free moment to do tricks. Trust me, it's not hard. You should be able to beat it your first time unless you sit there and do nothing.
I can't believe it. How did you get so good already? Who knows, someday you might even break my course record. Nah. Anyway, I guess I should give you this other egg I found. I was going to keep it for a pet, but I can't get it to hatch.
Speaking of that course record, Hunter, if the timer would have let me finish that last move, I would have actually beaten your course record. Alex, where's Gordon Freeman? And stop farting bubbles. I've got a few more gems to collect in here, so why don't we look over the moves you can actually do in this skate park? Some of the moves you couldn't do while in the first skate park, so this is the place where you can do the rest of the moves. Right there was the half-pipe leap. And right here, when you're rolling to the left, you can do a move called Dr. Shep. That's 4 rolls to the left. And if you do the exact same thing but the opposite direction, you can get the Toasty Twist. Those are enemies from Spyro the Dragon 1. You'll notice a lot of different names right here. Like, if you do, oh, this one's complicated, a double flip into a roll, you can get the Nasty Nork. Doing the right spins can get you a crush, but if you do it up to 5 twists, you can get an orange crush. And right here, the exact same thing, do it to the left, and you can get a big gulp, doing 5 turns to the left. See, these are really simple moves, and it's all from doing, very simplistic movements, but you're getting tons of points for it. Doing 4 backflips, you can get up to a quad backflip. Unfortunately, you can't do 5 because the game won't let you. Now, this one was a nightmare. That is the Raging Ripto. You have to do a Nasty Nork and 2 more side rolls. It is disgusting trying to do that. And in order to do anything thrash, you need to flip into a roll. So those are all the moves you can do. Anything else that you did in the first skate park, it was just simple twists and turns to the left and right. Well, we've got all the gems in there. We've done all of the moves. So let's go ahead and move on to the rest of the level. Something interesting is inside that skate park, there was actually rumored to be a secret portal, but seeing as how all the attempts to glitch yourself into that secret portal have come up false and negative and poorly done, it's pretty much rumor mill and almost 99.9% false. So don't go looking for a secret portal. It's not there. Here is the second half. This level's just huge. I just can't stand it because most of the time I'd be done with a level by now. But there's still more. It's still going. There's also a bunch of flying, I don't know, gremlin demons. What would you even call these? Something from Doom, it almost looks like. That would be funny to get a caca-demon.
I'm ready to patrol the towers and the perimeter of the islands whenever you want me to.
Oh, sure. Go right ahead.
It's good to be back in action.
With Sergeant Bird's section, you have one egg that you can get. But probably for this section, I'm just going to speed it up because it is nothing but looking in all the towers, collecting what you need to collect, and getting the rest of the gems. That is it. If there's anything worth noting, I will be sure to, speak up. But for the most part, when we're off looking for stuff in a collectathon game, I'm just going to let the music play. Hey, wait a minute. You look familiar.
Hello, Birdie. I was having a lovely vacation with my friend, but he's lost all his bones. Can you find them and put him together?
Yeah, this is the same guy from Spyro 2, so it looks like his friend has lost all of his bones. You gotta look for these lava toads like you did in Spyro 2 and collect all the bones. And now, we begin collecting. See you in a bit.
Here, have this. I was going to keep it as a souvenir, but I don't have room in my luggage.
Everyone either wants to keep the eggs or blow up the eggs. I have no idea. Oh, fudge.
My friend is feeling much better now. Oh no! He started his bone dance again.
Okay.
Oh, wow, they didn't make the song long enough for this clip. I guess they wanted to do, something a bit different, probably a little bit cooler, but there wasn't enough music for his entire dance. I guess the game wanted to call it quits for him. Something I should note right here, this is post-commentary Niskel. Hi! For one, you can't shoot these vases, which is really weird because they're rockets, but something you need to keep in mind, anything that you shot down from the sky, including the enemies, and their gems fall on the ground, pick them up as Sergeant Bird. Or else, once you switch back to Spyro, you will have to get them all again. Now, this is only if you go into a different portal like I did here, so be sure if you shot anything down from the sky, pick it up, please, or else you're going to have to backtrack a lot. So what does this guy have to say?
I was playing catch with my pet wolf Farley, but I accidentally threw his ball down this hole, and he went in after it. Now he's stuck down there. I feel so helpless, sitting up here, listening to his steadily softening whimpers. Don't cry, Wolf. Never cry, Wolf.
Heart of a poet? You don't got it. I'm sorry. It's a good thing. It's a good thing his pet wolf wasn't down there, or else I would have brained him as soon as I came down. Oh, that would be terrible. Just come up with the wolf on one of my horns and just be like, oh, I found him. I had to bring him on the whirlwind and he wouldn't cooperate. This minigame is actually a puzzle section, if you can believe it. The wolf will follow his ball wherever you throw it, and he will only follow it if thrown. So if you want to, you can lead him across the entire map. You can just leave and place his ball somewhere, and he will find it. He automatically detects it. It must be like ball sense or something like that. Don't read too deeply into that. I didn't think before I spoke. Essentially, it's just moving him onto switches for you to press a bigger switch. And eventually we'll make it all the way around. I do love this little detail about how he chases the bad guys. And they're running around like, oh no, don't get me! And the best part is, while they're running away from him, they won't attack you. Except for this last guy, I've noticed. This is the one guy who is fearless of this wolf. Of course, the wolf just wants to play ball. And did he just start laughing even though he hit nothing? It's like, I hit the space around the dog. I made him slightly frightened. So this one's pretty easy. Shoot it over there, and the dog will follow. Dog, wolf, same family. There we go, nothing to it. And as soon as he picks up his ball after you complete a quote-unquote puzzle, like that one there, as soon as he picks up his ball, he will move to the next section. You don't have to pick it up where you left it off. That's kind of nice. That would get annoying fast. I can see how that would be. This one confused me for a while, especially when I was a kid. And I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but let's just say it is for the sake of getting this done. So I am going to press this button, which will lower this over here. And then, while he's running over here, as soon as he jumps on there, yeah, that just doesn't feel right to me. It feels like that was like the evil genius way of doing it, like not even close to following the rules. But that's how I personally do it. If you do know the correct way, shout yourself out, post a video if you want to. And by this point, who even needs the ball? You jerk. Yeah, we're done here. He knows what's on the other side of that door. A new victim! I'm just kidding. Hey, wait, your ball!
Hey, you found Farley! How can I ever thank you? I mean, I could give you this old egg, but Farley's been chewing on it, and it's kind of slimy. Oh well, it's the thought that counts, right?
I actually thought his name spelled backwards would mean something, but nope, it's still gibberish. It's the thought that counts. It's all lies! Alright, 6 out of 6 eggs. Now for the fun part. Where's the rest of the gems? Well, there's a few places we can get to. Now that we are done with this section, you could have done it before this, but I normally save it for the end, just because I don't think of it until the very end. Oh, wow, that's a very nice planet picture up there. That was really cool looking. And in fact, trivia notes that there's also a satellite around here somewhere. I personally haven't seen it myself, but that is kind of cool. And while we're collecting these gems, I do want to make a small note about the songs in here. Those with ears, all of you, I guess, will notice that this is Sergeant Bird's theme. That theme is also used in this level. Now, when you go into the challenge portals, it changes to a level we'll see later, Desert Ruins. And in the Greatest Hits version, the portals got their own theme, which is really nice. So they're mixing it up a bit. And I noticed the Greatest Hits version, it's like the first version, they had a deadline, so they had to reuse songs. But then the Greatest Hits version, they're like, oh, we'll release it whenever we want to. It's okay. So those are the main gems that we can get. Those are the only things I can think of. And yeah, this is post me again. Finding the last of the gems. They were right here the entire time. I actually went through for about an extra 30 minutes trying to find those gems, and lo and behold, they were right there. Finally! Oh, we found the rest of the gems. Alright, let's get out of here. One of my least favorite levels, finally done. Thankfully done. See you later, starving artists. I loved blowing up the sorceress statue. The measly 4 gems. Are you kidding me? All that time just for 4 gems. It drives me nuts. That's the thing about collectathons and being a completionist. If you're missing one thing, it drives you up a wall. That is Enchanted Towers. We are done with this level. It's time to move on to a new one. Like the one where we learned how to climb. So I'm thinking next time on Spyro, Year of the Dragon, we're going to enter the spooky swamp. Ooh. And the only way up here is to climb. Do we know how to do it? Like Velcro. See you guys next time.